EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And we are underway from the Superdome. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman, and he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Completes it to Samuel. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. So opening drive, 3rd down. They complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, 49ers. Tevin Coleman, 53 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Niners 7, Saints nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And some room to run now. That good for 22 and a first down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there.
And 12 at the 45-yard line.
Ready? You ready? Hey, Evie. Show it up. Shift. Kill.
On 2nd and 12, Breeze. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long, an early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
56, Mike, 56. All day. Here we go. 56.
From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. On second down, it's Coleman. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowski to punt this one away. Back deep, Deontay Harris. Fielded just inside the 30. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10.
Ready, 5-8, 5-8. 54. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball.
Breeze a quick throw out to Thomas. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them.
Ready? We're waiting. 56. We ain't giving up nothing today. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip. Check, check, check. Six guys. Check, 12, 12, 12. Topper, topper. Under 10, 10.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Niners 7, Saints nothing.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start
trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. Thomas, the intended target.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Here we go. 54 Come on.
They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here we go. Coming to you.
On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they'll get this down to the 10. 16 yards, a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
This is Mostert. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Now Gold for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Niners 14, Saints nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Shotgun now for Breeze. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
Here we go.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Open man is Michael Thomas. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a entire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
The throw from Breeze into the hands of Smith. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Throwing now is Breeze. It's caught, Smith. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field. Hey, kill! Switch. Recon, 132 fighter.
Complete. Smith has it. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense And you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now Breeze to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Akello Witherspoon, really good coverage from the Colorado man, getting a hand in on it.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Breeze will try again on 2nd down. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Check.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Hey, wahoo! Hey, easy.
They'll go for it. It's Breeze. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara, as the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
We got this.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. He gets it to Thomas. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
A gain of 10.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on third.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after 11. 56, Mike, 56. Watch the pass. Go.
Breeze going to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Williams. And into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. Gold with the extra point, and it's now 21-7.
Makes the score Niners 21, Saints 7.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Let's go.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
I'm going to come back to you.
Now Breeze to try again after the pick six. He's got a man, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big pickup of 38. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. Breeze now to throw. He's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Here we go.
The stop for no gain brings up second and 10 from the 20.
Check.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He's going to float this one deep right side. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Well, I love watching Goodwin play. Of course, everybody knows the story of him being an Olympian. He's a long jumper, right?
Yes.
But you know that he has that athleticism, that big playability.
He certainly does. And not only was he an Olympian as a long jumper, married to a sprinter. How about that for speed in one family? And I love his end zone celebrations now. When he does go deep and beat someone for a touchdown, now he does the long jump as his celebration. Pretty cool deal.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up first and 10. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. The last play got just a yard. Here's second and 9 from the 26. Now Breeze. Smith catches left side. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Breeze now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Breeze now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes.
Ready.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Here we go.
Snap comes at 1, and now Breeze. Now this is a catch by Ted Ginn. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Hey, easy.
They'll try and run with Murray. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Back now here live in New Orleans, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Breeze now, perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now Breeze. Throw left side complete. That's Murray. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Man, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
To throw is Breeze. And Thomas has it. 23 yards the pickup there.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They'll run. This is Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints get a bit closer. Lutz good on the extra point. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He's at the 30, 10, touchdown, 49ers. Raheem Mostert, 85 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. To throw, it's Breeze. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. DeForest Buckner with a sack, the former number 7 overall pick.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Here we go, 21. 56. Here we go. 56. 56. Mike. 59.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2.
You better talk to your boy. You better talk to your boy. He'll protect you.
Brings up 4th down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. He'll take this inside the 40. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Here we go. 180. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Now Mostert. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo
exactly.
going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Check. Hey, easy. Hey, Charlie.
Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's Breeze. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Ready? You ready? Yeah, right there. 54 Mike. Hey, tight. Hey, easy. There you go. Let him. Hey, one set. Hey, easy. 54. Mike, 54. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4. Watch the run.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
One of the selling points of the corner route is usually the receiver is able to move away from the defender. But in this case, he didn't get that far away.
Here we go. 54.
Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Lutz with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points.